A-Side Familiar. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let me see what we got going on. What we got going on? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what we got going on. Okay. Let me see. Let me turn my volume up. Let me get my volume up. Let me get my volume up. Let me see. See what we got going on. I know this is a little unscheduled live. I just decided, let me jump on live real quick, see what's happening. I ain't really do too much. Uh, so hey, it's Thursday. Um, Obviously, it's fight week. Well, you know what? First of all, excuse me. Excuse me. First of all, excuse me. Um, this is welcome to ASOP Boxing, Moment of Truth, uh, episode number 29. We here. It's a couple fights going on this week. Now, not the biggest fights in the world, but it's a couple, decent fights going on this week. I will be heading over shortly to the press conference for Lopez and Manny Rodriguez. We also know young Trayvon Sniper Marshall was on that card. He's going to get his first first main event card. He's opening up the card against Gabriel Maestre, who robbed my guy. Well, not him, but my guy Mike the Professor Fox. That's why we teed up. That's why we got the Professor Fox tee on right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go over there with this on. I ain't gonna stir no trouble up. But hey, Mike Fox, that's a good friend of mine. So hey, shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We also got Gary Antoine Russell on that card versus Kent Cruz. This Gary comeback fight, last time he fought was in the Barclays sometime last year, 2022. He'd been out the ring for a significant amount of time, but we seen him against Rancis Barthélemy. And I'm curious to see what he looked like. Kent Cruz, a guy we don't know too much about. Looks like a durable guy. But again, we know Gary Antoine Russell to be this monster, to be this beast, to be this animal. So hey, again, I'm just curious to get him back in the fold. You know what I mean? My man Broadway said that's a really good card to go to. Yeah, for sure. You got Marcus Brown making his return on the card. You got the young dog, one of my top prospects to watch, Michael Angeletti. That's my guy. My guy. You got Michael Angeletti, man. He on that card too. Jesse Hart. Jesse Hart. Michael Angeletti. We also got Marcus Brown making his comeback on the card. Last time we seen Marcus Brown was in 2021 when he got stopped against Artur Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying? With Derek James in his corner. Again, I think last time we seen Jesse Hart was like 2021. So this PBC card this weekend is it's a quality card. It kind of somewhat remind me. I mean, obviously the names is not that big, but it remind me of the PBC card that they put on back in January with Tank Davis and Hector Garcia. We had Rashidi Ellis, we had Dimitri Boo Andre, we had Boots on that card as well. Trayvon Marshall was on that card as well. You know what I'm saying? Jalil Hackett was on that card. Just good names that we want to see. I mean, hey, we might not always get the matchups we want, but at least we get to see some of the guys we know, some of the guys we're familiar with. So I think it's going to be a real decent card. And my man Rugo said, what's good? What's good, my boy Rugo? What up, though? My boy Big Blunts and Boxing was good, man. What's good, my boy? Broadway Joel was good. My guy. Steph was good, my boy. How you? You know what I mean? So, hey, again, like I said, welcome to ASOP Boxing. This episode 29. I know y'all tuning in with me because
most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.
Hey, man, and that's a fact, man. Most of these guys, they not fans of the sport. They fans of men. You know what I mean? They base what they got going on around who's doing what, when, where, how, and we don't rock like that, man. We watch tape over here. You know what I'm saying? We try to make objective opinions. You know what I mean? I do got my favorites, but again, I try not to let you know who my favorites is. And even if you know who my favorites is, I try not to, you know what I'm saying, be too OD to where I'm looking weird or my guy take a loss and they get nasty. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, man, I think this is a good scrap, a good PBC card. Again, let me I want to pull that up, man. I'm gonna pull that card up. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So again, I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm about to go cover that card. Yeah, we gonna get it jumping. Let me see event. Okay, so let me come back over here and share this screen. Present, share screen. There we go. Now I might have to talk through this joint because I don't know, man. These screens be crazy. Okay, so we got Manny Rodriguez versus Melvin Lopez. Manny Rodriguez. We just seen the last time we seen Manny Rodriguez in the ring was it was the Wilder Helenius card, if I'm not mistaken. He fought Gary Antonio Russell. And that was a very good performance by Manny Rodriguez. As we know, Manny Rodriguez, former Inoue opponent, you know what I mean? He got taken down by Inoue early in that fight. Inoue made it look like easy work. But as we could see, a lot of Inoue perform. And this is the reason why Inoue is unquestionably the number 2 pound for pound guy in the world. Because a lot of Inoue wins have matured, and those fighters are still doing more. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's kind of funny when you talk about Spence and Crawford and, what they wins have done. Like, they got good, decent wins on their resume, but most of them guys, after they fought Spence and Crawford, haven't went on to do much. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, anyway, he got guys that, he's beaten and they went on to win championships again, but we don't got to dig into that. You know what I'm saying? We got my man Trayvon Marshall. He going against Gabriel Maestre. That's an important fight. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Let me not say important. I don't think that's an important fight. I think for some people, that's a meaningful fight. You know what I'm saying? Damn near what's today? Or I guess they fight on August 12th. August 7th. That's the date stuck in my head, if I'm not mistaken. That's the day that, Gabriel Maestre fought Mike Fox in Minnesota at the Armory. Was robbed, by the judges. We came to find out that it was racist judges involved. That judge was temporarily suspended because of who she was married to. She then went on to judge a fight before Mike Fox went on to fight another fight. Hashtag nasty work. That's nasty work. We got to be honest with that. But again, you know what? Sometimes you gotta know and love the business of boxing. You got to take the good with the bad, the happy with the sad. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, do I appreciate that? No. But we just kind of understand that the know and be the business of boxing. Like that's kind of what it is. But again, personally, I would love to see Trayvon Marshall stop Gabriel Maestre, right? And get a victory, a decisive victory. I don't think the judge is going to play games this time around. But again, Gabriel Maestre, guy, he's a former Olympian. This guy, about 34, 35 years old. He's only 5-0-1. It's time for Trayvon to put him away, man. I'm just gonna be honest. He's gonna get stopped. I think if it's any fight that I know that I could probably put my money down, if I had to put the house on it, I'm gonna tell you that Trayvon Marshall stops Gabriel Maestre. Trayvon Marshall, young prospect at 147. This guy, Trayvon Marshall, is being moved great. His coach, I believe, coach and manager, Andrew Council, former fighter himself at 54 and 60. I don't want to miss the weight class, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was a fighter at 54 and 60. Quality trainer, quality manager. And I will go as far as to say, I believe Trayvon Marshall is being moved better or as good or better than any of those like ESPN Olympian prospects. You know what I'm saying? He's been on bigger cards. I believe he's fought the tougher opponents. I believe his maturation process has been probably better than a lot of those guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's a young guy. I believe he 20, 21 years old. So we looking at, again, we looking at something special, man. And I'm glad that he's able to, be home, get a quality fight in at the make a TV appearance. Like, you know what I'm saying? They building this guy the right way. And I appreciate that, man. Again, this is what boxing is about. At the end of the day, again, I'm not a fan of I'm a fan of all promotional companies. But one thing that I will tell you about Premier Boxing Champions is that they are going to find out early on if you're the goods or not. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to play with you. They're not going to bullshit with you. If you come in and you say you the goods, then you have to prove that. Shout out to my man Jamil from YSM Sports Media. said Trayvon Marshall is being moved excellently. That's true. That's true. Again, his career has been moved pretty well. Again, he was on the undercard of the Tank and Hector Garcia card. I was there for that. I seen him in Minnesota. He was on the Christmas card back in 2021 when Vito Melnicki headlined that in Newark, New Jersey. I was there for that. Obviously, I'll be there Saturday night against. I feel like I'm growing with Trayvon Marshall, man. Damn, like I'd have been. He 8-0. I believe I'd have been to 3-4 of the fights already. So again, this is a guy that I'm not only just talking about because I'm watching him on TV. This is a fighter that's impressing me in person. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I live in the DMV area. He's local to the DMV area as well. So this is a fighter, that's growing up, in my area. I'm getting to see him fight in person. I'm watching what he's doing on TV. He just got a early knockout win over Justin DeLoach, cagey kind of veteran. I know we've seen Justin DeLoach in there with Stan Jonas, a couple other guys and stuff like that. DeLoach was coming off a little layoff. I believe he hadn't fought since the pandemic. And that was Stan Jonas. He fought in the pandemic in a bubble. But Trayvon Marshall did exactly what you're supposed to do when you fighting a guy coming off a long layoff. For lack of better words, pause. He jumped on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Jumped on him right out of the gate. Man, this guy got a very good jab game. He got a very good, man, listen, one thing that I really appreciate about Trayvon Marshall is that his style, you know what I mean? He's obviously, again, 20, 21 years old, but this guy got a throwback style, man. You got to appreciate, his jab, how he double up, triple up on the jab. You got to appreciate the good footwork. He not leaving his feet and, doing all of this tricky stuff. The lead hand control, you know what I mean? The ability to fight in a pocket, he can take a punch, and obviously he packs a punch. So again, like you looking at a guy like Trayvon Marshall, I don't have no complaints about this guy so far. Again, shout out to his coach, manager, Andrew Council, PMG Management, I believe it is. That's my man Michael Angeletti is with them as well. Solid fighter, man. Both of those guys, those really like my top two prospects right now. Michael Angeletti, and you will be seeing me talk more and more. I know if you a real follower of the A-Side family, I done had Michael Angeletti up here a couple times. I talk about him often. He's fighting at 118. That boy, the truth. He's the truth. Former Olympian. That guy is the truth for sure. So between Trayvon Marshall and Michael Angeletti, I believe the future of Premier Boxing Champions is in good hands. You know what I'm saying? Along with a couple other prospects. I know we seen the Yoenis Tellus. We seen him knock out Sergio Garcia. Again, like I said, one thing about Premier Boxing Champions, if you're presenting yourself as the goods, we'll find out quickly. You know what I'm saying? And again, aggressive matchmaking, but good matchmaking. Not aggressive to where it's like, the guys that they being put in with, they should win. But these are, if you're not ready, you will be exposed. And I appreciate that. And don't get me wrong, I love to watch other platforms where, it's kind of one-way fights. That's cool too. You get to see good knockouts. You get to see guys perform at a certain level against a certain level of competition. But again, I believe it says something about the manager, the trainer, the fighter, when you got a young fighter being put in there with tough competition early on. You know what I mean? To me, that validates who the fighter and his team is presenting him to be. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that. I rock with that. You know what I mean? So, hey, my man Brando says spot on. Shout out to my boy Brando, man. Say he's fighting a 10-rounder. Yeah. That fight with Maestre is a 10-rounder, man. So again, don't be surprised if after this fight with Maestre, my man Trayvon Marshall don't creep into them rankings at 9-0 with 8 knockouts and really start to do some good work. You know what I'm saying? I believe next year he just gonna be getting stepped up, and maybe late 2024, 2025, he will really be a contender in the welterweight division for sure, no question. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't see him fighting like a Jaron Ennis or somebody like that. I just think, like, again, it's levels. The same way Jaron Ennis is not going to get a Crawford, not going to get a Earl Spence. I don't believe that, Trayvon Marshall would get a Boots or a Stan Jonas or, but hey, you never know. Depending on how well this guy perform, I believe that they're gonna keep stepping him up. Another fight, we got Gary Antoine Russell, right? Gary Antoine Russell against Kent Cruz. I think that's a decent fight. Gary Antoine Russell, you see him here. Now, we ain't seen him since July. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a year, 13 months, actually. About 13 months since we seen Gary Antoine fight. Now, you know, he got a stoppage of Francis Barthélemy. A lot of people questioned it, but at the same time, I could question anything I want, but the fact of the matter is it's the referee. The referee, the one that stopped the fight. You know, a lot of people didn't like the fight, but hey, it is what it is. We gotta get at Shot of Murdoch. You know what I'm saying? So and again, even in the Victor Postol fight, a lot of people felt like that was an early stoppage. He did get a 10th round stoppage. But hey, Mike Ortega, you know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at a fighter. The fighter is in there doing his job. The referee has to do a job. Everybody got a job to do, right? With boxing, I don't think it's a single point of failure. You got a fighter that's supposed to do a job. You got a trainer that's supposed to do a job. You got a referee that's supposed to do a job. You got judges, 3 of them, that's supposed to do a job. You got a ringside doctor that's there to do like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stops in place, man. So again, I'm not gonna knock a fighter for doing his job. Gary Russell did what he's supposed to do. The referee did what he felt like needed to be done. Now, do everybody agree with that? Of course not, because I wouldn't be talking about it. But again, that's the sport we in, and it just is what it is, right? So he's going up against Kent Cruz. Kent Cruz is 16-0-3. The last time we seen Kent Cruz was this guy, I don't know, but it was on an Armory in November 5th. So again, he had a draw. Actually, 2 draws. So he didn't have a draw against this guy twice. So hey, we'll see. There's no names on his resume that stand out to me. Before I heard of the fight with Kent Cruz and Gary Antoine, I did not know who Kent Cruz was, but that don't mean that he cannot present a professional resistance, or that don't mean that he can't put up a fight against Gary Antoine Russell. So again, that I'm here for it. Let me see. Let me throttle back real quick. We also have Marcus Brown on the card. Marcus Brown versus Adrian Taylor. I don't know who Adrian Taylor is, so let me see. I do know who Adrian Taylor is. So, for those of you that watched the Spence Ugas fight, Adrian Taylor was the swing bout. So, as a lot of us were, leaving, I was there for Spence Ugas last year in Dallas, April 16, 2022. And as that fight was over, the swing bout, which was Adrian Taylor versus F.A. Apoche. If y'all remember F.A. Apoche, he was in one of the fights of the year with Brandon Glanton. So it was, and then, it was supposed to be a fluke that Brandon Glanton beat him. He was mad about the cards, but yeah, he ended up losing a split decision to Mr. Adrian Taylor. So Adrian Taylor is not a pushover. You know what I'm saying? He's not a pushover by any means of the imagine. So now I think this is going to be a good fight. Now, now, hey, that fight just got a little bit interesting because Marcus Brown, again, like I said, Marcus Brown been out of the ring since, Marcus Brown been out of the he been out of the ring since 2021 with Beterbiev. So at the same time, we got to see, man. Hey, listen, BoxRec, they got to get their shit together. I'm not gonna lie. BoxRec, hold on, let me stop because I'm gonna talk my shit. Listen, BoxRec, that shit like Craigslist, man. Like you get on BoxRec, sometimes from your phone, it's 1,000 ads. It's a fucking like.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Hey, BoxRec. Hey, listen, a note to BoxRec. Y'all got to get y'all shit together. BoxRec Gray, come on, bro. I'm a DM BoxRec Gray, man, because he be in them spaces, man. Nah, that's no bueno. BoxRec is nasty work. You got to, and you can't even make a pack like that. BoxRec, count your fucking days. Hey, a man, Fat Still was good, my boy. He said Trayvon Marshall, best DMV prospect. You know what? Hey, that's a good conversation. You know what? And a lot of times, again, I try to, you know, sometimes when you got a platform, you don't realize how big your platform is. And sometimes, again, with me being a local to Maryland, I got connection to some of the fights here. I'm not from Maryland, but I'm a local here now. I got a connection to, you know, some of the fighters and some of the gyms in the area. And so, you know, I talk to people, I see people, I pull up, you know, that's me. That's how I do. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you never want to jump into a comparison contest, but Fat Still, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that, Fat Still, because Trayvon Marshall being the best DMV prospect, it's another guy named Jaleel Hackett. Fat Still, let's talk about it. Do you think, I'm asking you, Fat Still, if you're still here, do you think that Trayvon Marshall is a better DMV prospect than Jaleel Hackett? Throw that in the comments. If y'all watching, let me, if you watching, if you tuned in, first, give me a like, comment, subscribe. We are monetized now. The Cash App is down there. The super chat is in full effect. If you want to send one of those through as well, hey, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that Jaleel Hackett, do y'all think that Trayvon Marshall is a better prospect than Jaleel Hackett? Let me know. Let me know. My man Vivi said until Jamal Harvey turn. Hey, he's a dog. Jamal Harvey, I believe he's number 1 in the world right now. I forgot the weight class. Is it 120 something? Got to be, if I'm not mistaken. Jamal Harvey's a dog, man. That's a guy. That's another one I need to get on here. Jamal Harvey, Jordan Roach. That's another guy I need to get on here, man. These guys they definitely doing their thing. My man Fast Still say he coming up faster than Jaleel. You know what? That's true. That's true. You know, Jaleel just fought last week at the card at Coppin State. He got like a first round knockout he got. But I do believe Jaleel is being moved a little slower than Trayvon Marshall. Again, like I said, the fact of the matter is, again, when you talk about management, when you talk about fighters, when you talk about boxers, I don't think that there's a process. Since Trayvon Marshall has started boxing, his pro debut, I don't think that there's a prospect fighter that has been moved better. You know what I'm saying? From the matchmaking to the cards that he's been on, opponents, his own personal in-ring maturation, I don't think there's been a prospect that's been moved better. But I think, again, I don't think that Jaleel Hackett competition so far speaks to how good he is, but that's a good question, man. That's a good question. Let me see. He said Jamal Harvey is not going to be a good pro. Okay. I don't know. I like Jamal Harvey, so we going to definitely see. He said he getting moved way better for real. This fight going to put him on the map. Yeah, nah, for sure. Because again, like I said, when you just kind of do the comparison, Jaleel Hackett, he just fought on a show in Coppin State. I believe that's the show that Coach what's Tank coach name, man? Whatever, man. Bullet was supposed to fight him. Let me see. Coach Calvin. Coach Calvin was supposed to fight Bullet, which is Rolly Coach. I think they was doing it for charity, but Coach Calvin, whatever happened, the fight didn't go through. But we just seen Jaleel on that card. But now, a week later, we about to see Trayvon Marshall open up a Showtime card. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think they're on 2 different levels right now. But again, I don't think that Jaleel Hackett level of opponent speaks to how good he is yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay. My man Brando said Jaleel better than Trey. Okay. Hey, you know, I seen Jaleel Hackett spar before. Obviously, I've seen him fight. I've seen him spar one of my good guys before. Man, that boy Jaleel Hackett work, man. He get busy for sure. You know what I'm saying? Said Jamal Harvey just tough and he's a hard worker. He got no skills. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. I know a lot of people. And listen, hey, Brando, you see, I don't know how you could become number 1 in the country as an amateur without no skills. That's a rough statement. You know what I mean? So again, I don't know what you see. You know, again, maybe you got your Mikey Garcia, Earl Spence glasses on and you see something. I don't know. But again, let me say Jaleel just for the cab driver. Trayvon about to fight a top. Okay. Nah, you right. You're right again. But again, what I'm saying is, I just don't think that Jalil Hackett level of competition shows the type of fighter that he is. Like he gonna be up there too. You know what I mean? Jalil Hackett with TMT. He never had a TV slot. Okay, that's true. That's true. It's the amateurs, not the pros. That's why. But still, though, you can now. Again, it's a difference between being #1 in Maryland and being going to these shows and Golden Gloves and Nationals and the Pan Am game, all of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what I mean? I don't know. He said, okay. Hey, Fat still trying to put it together now. He said Jalil versus Trayvon at the Redskins Stadium in a few years. Sheesh. You want an outside fight. Them tickets gonna have to be $10 to fill that motherfucker up for sure. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's a fight I would attend. You know what I mean? But I don't think that fight ain't no time soon. That's a you know what? Hey, Fat Still, you know what DMV fight I want to see personally after Lamont Roach get this belt from Hector Garcia at 130. Give me give me Lamont Roach versus Gary Russell Jr. That's the fight I really want to see. I haven't heard nobody else talk about that. I keep talking about this fight. If you know, I just did an interview a couple weeks back with Lamont Roach, and that's on his page, on the Reaper Roach page. Go check that out. And I spoke about that. I think that's a huge deal. Now, mind you, I ain't from the DMV, so don't get it confused with me saying I live in Maryland with me being from the DMV. I'm not from the DMV. But the fact of the matter is, I just feel like Lamont Roach Jr., Mr. Gary Russell Jr., for the WBA 130-pound strap in Maryland, whether it's at Capital One in DC or wherever they want to put that at, I feel like that's a fight. I feel like we got one with that. I really believe that. He said, watch a Jamal Harvey fight and tell me how the hell is he going to be a good pro. He mad orthodox and he got nothing special. He just, okay, we're going to see. He said he dogged his way to every win. I mean, Fat Still said Capital One, then all right, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? He don't, okay. Listen, man, come on, man. Listen, you know what's crazy, man? That was a cool knockout, man. Very, very nice knockout that, you know, he got against Erison Garcia. Erison, whatever that guy name is, Erison Garcia. But Garcia ain't no Roach, bro. That's a big step up. You talk about a showbox level guy to the big leagues, man. Lamont Roach ain't sweet. I don't know why we trying to. Look, my man Brando said the same thing too. I don't know why. Don't listen. We just talked about Trayvon Marshall and how he moving the right way. Don't get Jordan. Mind you, Jordan White, you know, he took an L early in his career, but, you know, you got to give a pass because that was early in his career. I think he was like 4-0, and he fought Blue Nose Lopez. Like, he lost to Adam Lopez. They both was prospects. It was a PBC fight early on in the day. So I don't hold that against Jordan White. That was Blue Nose Lopez he lost to early on, young in his career. And he's performed well to date. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you know Jordan White or could get in contact with him, I need Jordan White. I need an interview. I need Jordan White on my channel. I need an interview from my guy. He said, I heard Short Dog be putting in pain in the DMV. He probably do. He might do, but I just think right now, I'm not sure about a Lamont Roach now. You know what I'm saying? But again, we will see. We will see. Let me see. Let me see if whatchamacallit going to get back with me, man, about this. If BoxRec going to get back right. Let me see what he say. I thought Jordan was going to lose. I didn't think Jeter had him in the correct fights. You know, Jeter, he's a good, you know, local promoter. He do his thing, but I think it's time for Jordan Roach to get. Jordan Roach for Short Dog, Jordan White to get with a big time promoter. You know what I mean? Now Short Dog versus Chris Colbert, I would love to see that, but I don't think Chris Colbert is about to be fighting back at 135 soon. He might got a Raya rematch that I'm hearing about, so obviously that'll be at 135 if that does happen. I'm here for it. I'm here for that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, man. Let me see if BoxRec got they stuff together right now, man. Crazy, nasty work from BoxRec. Nasty work from them. Of course not. Of course they don't. These guys is crazy, man. Whatever. All right, but nah, you know what I mean. Short Dog versus Chris Colbert. I could take that. I think that's a 50-50, right? You know, we talk about 50-50 fights. I think that's a 50-50 fight. But who else we got? Like I said, we got Jesse Hart on that card as well. Jesse Hart coming back. And again, they not coming back against world beaters, but when you got if you could get guys like Marcus Brown, Jesse Hart back active, that just make the talent pool in those divisions better. Now, I think this fight is going to be at cruiser with Marcus Brown. I think I forgot. This Jesse Hart fight might be at 75, should be at 68, but might be at 75. I didn't look at the weight. But again, I think those is good fights. Those is fighters that you build with. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be mad if, you know, they was put Jesse Hart in there with a Dave Morrell. You know what I mean? As a stay busy or, you know, whatever. We'll see. We'll see, man. So and I know Jesse Hart is being trained by Greg Hackett now. So, you know, I think he, you know, we should see him much improved. My man Fat Still said DMV boxing back. Nah, that's a fact, man. It's DMV heating up. VV. He said Caleb Plant versus Jesse Hart. Yeah, I'll take that. But hey, Caleb said he only won big fights. And I was really expecting to see Caleb Plant versus Andre. I really was thinking that was going to happen. But the fact that we hearing that Benavidez is fighting Andre probably sometime in the fall. Listen, I really think we getting that Caleb Plant Big Charlo fight. I can't see nothing else, man. He slapped, you know, Big Charlo's supposed to have grabbed his beard. He slapped Charlo in the mouth, slapped the taste out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? You know, you slap me is, you know. We gotta fight. You slap me. So hey, you know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see, man. Let's see if we can get Caleb Plant versus Big Charlo. I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got to fight, for sure. They definitely got to fight. So hey, man, yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good card, man. Pretty good card, decent card. Something to check out. Also, we got AJ, Anthony Joshua. Anthony, we got Anthony Joshua.
It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good.
And we got Anthony Joshua versus Robert Helenius, right? It's so funny because after Deontay Wilder fought Robert Helenius, Eddie Hearn had so much to say about Robert Helenius and who he was as a fighter and how he wasn't really good competition and blah, 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 blah. And then now as a late replacement, you use Helenius for Anthony Joshua. But I've been hearing little rumors we're going to get Joshua and Wilder in January. I don't know how true that is. Again, just little rumors floating around. I hear them. I'll pass them on to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hearing that fight is coming soon as well in January. So it makes sense to me. You know, if you want to use a common opponent, obviously Wilder got him out there ASAP. I doubt that AJ will do the same. We need that old AJ back, that AJ that's trying to fight and not box everybody. I don't know where he came with this boxing shit, especially knowing he got a gas tank, man. AJ could slowly plot forward, work behind a jab, and get motherfuckers out of here. I don't know why he trying to use his brain when he be in a ring and being some intricate fighter, boxer, IQ. Don't do that, AJ. That's not your game. But I ain't here to coach AJ. You know what I'm saying? So, he got Helenius after Dillian White tests positive for the 20th time. You know what I'm saying? And again, I every time I come on here, I say I need a nasty work button. That's nasty work, man. Nasty work from Dillian White. Dillian White, he should be banned from the sport of boxing. Him and Conor Benn should hold hands and ride off into the fucking sunset and never come back to the sport of boxing, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. You doing drugs. You could already hurt and knock motherfuckers out without the drugs involved. Now you here, you doing steroids, you getting caught all like, come on, man. And they saying it was multiple tests. It wasn't just one test or, oh, let me check the B. We don't need to check a B sample. We got fucking multiple tests coming back hot. You dirty. You dirty. You a dirty fighter. You a dirty fighter, Dillian White.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
It's not looking good, Dillian White. You a dirty fighter. You are a dirty fighter, man. You a dirty fighter for real. I don't like that. Dillian White is a dirty fighter. He needs to be out of the sport of boxing. Him and Conor Benn, my personal opinion, they should be out of the sport of boxing. They should be done up. All we seen is a bunch of posts and all of this other shit. Conor Benn talking about he eating eggs. He wilding. You're done up. You got to go, sir. You should be out of this sport. If you test positive, like I just seen a interview with Derek Chisora. If you test positive, it should be a 10-year ban. I say 5-year ban. Let you think about it. You test positive, 5-year ban. Listen, you test positive, 5-year ban, and any fight that you won prior to testing positive, the win should be converted to a loss, and the opponents that you beat should be given those wins. And on top of that, your record should go back to 0-0. Your record should go back to 0-0. That's how I feel. That's literally how I feel. 3 rules. You test positive, right? You test positive, 5-year ban, right? So you test positive at 30 years old, see you at 35. And oh, by the way, all your wins are turned into either no contest or turned into losses, right? And wins for those opponents prior. It don't matter if you got 30 wins and when you test positive, that's 30 L's, right? That's 30 L's. You got 30 wins, that's 30 L's, and your record should be put back to 0-0 for sure. Your record should be put back to 0-0 because we don't know. 0-0 because we don't know. Yeah. No, we ain't got to ban him for a lifetime, Steph. We don't got to ban him for a lifetime. Take these 5 years and sit down, you know what I'm saying? And take that record back to 0-0. Straight lace. Every guy you beat, turn it into a no contest and take your record back to 0-0. For sure. And you know what? I'll be lighter. 2-year ban. Let's say 2-year ban. 2-year ban, but your record, see, it's the record and the wins that you and your accomplishments being removed. If you was a champion, remove. Let's let you make the decision if you really want to be a fighter. Let's let you make the decision if you really want to continue on in this sport. Because it's one thing to find somebody, but not only will you be fined, not only will you have to sit out, but your accomplishments should be removed. Your accomplishments should be removed. For sure. For sure. My man Vivi said after failing the test in 2019, he started training in Portugal to avoid UCAD testing. He didn't have a BBSC, British Board of Control license until recently. That's why he didn't pop until fight week. Nasty work, man. Nasty work, man. Hey, Dillian White.
This is a sick Negro.
Bro, you gotta be a sick guy, man. Like, you gotta be a sick guy. It's one thing taking steroids and like that. You know what? That shit ain't right at all. For real. Like, I'm gonna keep it tall. Like, unless everybody doing it and everybody got equal access to the same type of shit, that shit ain't right. That shit ain't right. If all can't do the same, then none should do it at all. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't right, man. He gotta go. He gotta go, man. Dillian White, he gotta go. And then the fact of the matter, it's just funny because now Eddie Hearn is I don't follow him. That's your man, Eddie Hearn. Stop acting like that. That's your guy. Don't fuck around. That's your guy, man. Eddie Hearn, that's your guy, man. You know. Don't try to separate yourself from him now. Keep rocking with him. You know what's going on. It's just because it's AJ now you trying to separate yourself. But we know the vibes. You're a drug cheat. That's it. Dillian White is a drug cheat. Conor Benn is a drug cheat. These guys, man, listen. And the crazy part about it, like, you ask me, I feel like I know when Conor Benn started doing the drugs. I feel like it was after the Sebastian Formella fight. He fought Sebastian Formella after Sean Porter. He hit Sebastian Formella with the kitchen sink and couldn't get him out of there. The kitchen sink for 10 rounds, bro. He threw everything he could at Sebastian Formella, and he couldn't get him out of there. Then you one punch knockout Algieri. You smash Van Heerden. You get Sam Vargas out in one round. Now I think Sam Vargas could have kept fighting. I think that was a little early stoppage by the ref. But you get Sam Vargas out in one round. You get Van Heerden up out of there. You get Algieri up out of there. Like and then you supposed to fight Chris Eubank at a catchweight, and you doing drugs, man. Y'all bugging. They bugging. I mean, he said Formella could take it. Not Formella could take a beat, and I understand that. But it's a difference between you throwing the kitchen sink at a guy that could take a beating, and then in your next fight, you one punch KO with motherfuckers. Come on. I don't know. Again, a fighter I'm a fan of, and I listen. Again, here on ASOP Boxing, I do nothing but try to keep it 100 to the best of my ability, right? And even with a guy that I'm a fan of, Joe Cordina, I'm a fucking fan of Joe Cordina. I like Joe Cordina, right? But it's just kind of crazy a little bit to me how he was a good fighter, good boxer. He had a hand injury, right? And then after the hand injury, he one punch KO motherfuckers, right? Him and Conor Ben got the same trainer. I ain't saying they go to the same doctor. I know there was a doctor issue in there somewhere, but I don't know. That's just weird to me, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. To me, it's just weird. To me, it's weird when you all of a sudden you just get this crazy power. Again, I still want to see Oshaki versus Joe Cordina. I want them to unify that BC and that IBF strap. I really wish we could get that fight. I believe that Oshaki mandatory Rocky Hernandez, who's also a DAZN fighter. So we may see Shock next fight on DAZN against Rocky Hernandez if they could come to an agreement. And then maybe after that, we get a fight with a unification with Cordina and Oshaki. I think those I like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But we'll see. Also, we got Oscar Valdez. We got Oscar Valdez versus Emmanuel Navarrete. You know what I'm saying? I'm personally right now, that's a rough one for me to think about. But if you put a gun in me and you told me I had Matchroom was the only outlet that bid on Foster Hernandez. Well, we know where it's at. You know what I mean? But if you had to force my hand, I'm taking Oscar Valdez by left hook, man. We seen him hurt against Liam Wilson. We seen Navarrete just hurt against Liam Wilson. I didn't like how he was looking in that fight. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm not, I'm trying to be too nitpicky. But at the same time, man, I just think that I think they'll have his number. I think that they'll for sure have Oscar Valdez. I mean, I think Oscar got Navarrete number. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. It's a lot of fights being rumored to pop. I know I've been hearing some rumors about the Canelo, Charlo co-main. Well, I'm waiting for that to drop so we could definitely talk about that. Listen, it's been a hell of a year in boxing, man. A hell of a year, man. Hell of a year in boxing this year, man. I believe that 2022 is easily better than probably any boxing year since I've been alive. And I'm 34 years old, man. So I'm very satisfied with the sport of boxing. A lot of people was talking about the sport of boxing was dying and this was that and that was this. But I don't see that. I don't believe that, man. I think right now the sport of boxing is right where it need to be. Big fights is getting made, and other promoters, other fighters, other managers, they starting to look funny in the light. They really starting to look funny in the light, man. Say I heard about Bubu and Benavidez. Yeah, I just spoke about that. Apparently, that fight is going to be a pay-per-view fight in Las Vegas this fall. You know what I mean? Which is maybe November time frame. I'm thinking that fight might land maybe like the week before Thanksgiving. That's really kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe like the week before Thanksgiving. Maybe we might see Shakur and somebody on that same night. We'll see, man. We'll see. My man Boston said Crawford had a good Breakfast Club interview today. That's dope. Hey, listen. You know what, Boston? That Terrence Crawford shit is bittersweet to me. Why? Because I feel like ESPN squandered the opportunity to promote a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? They should have gave him more opportunity. He should have been, I don't want to say catered to, but he should have been made more of a priority over there. Obviously, while Terrence Crawford was over there was not a fighter that was, packing arenas more or getting more views than Terrence Crawford. Obviously, I keep saying obviously. His last 10 opponents he was knocking out. So Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, people think different. I think Terrence Crawford's a knockout artist. I've always said that. I'm on record saying that multiple times. I think Terrence Crawford is a knockout artist, and I just feel like, damn, like we seen him on Good Morning America yesterday, another Breakfast Club interview this morning. We seeing Bud all over the place, $1 million worth of game. He everywhere, man. He everywhere, and it's just like, damn, man, dude, 35. What if we was just getting this at 30? You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, you know what I mean? I think he would have eclipsed a couple guys that we know as our big money guys or face of boxing guys and shit like that. I think Terrence Crawford, he got what it takes. He's charismatic enough. He speaks well enough. He's entertaining enough. You know what I mean? I don't think too many Terrence Crawford fights is boring. I can't say I've seen a boring Terrence Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that everything happens at a specific time for a specific reason. So I'm not going, dwell on the past. And obviously, even though he wasn't a big star back then before, he was making millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I've yet to clear $1 million in the calendar year. So I can't talk about Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Man, Boston Style, I agree. It's insane seeing him get this recognition this late in his career. But you know what? We got to respect it. And that's why I want to see the Mel Charlo fight. I think the Mel Charlo fight will solidify and stamp him as the best in his generation, Canelo included. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said it. I think a fight with Jermell Charlo, if he's able to beat Jermell Charlo in fashion, right? I think that's important. It's who you fight, when you fight him, and how you beat him. I think if he could get past Mel Charlo in fashion, I think that this generation could be labeled the Terrence Crawford generation. You know what I'm saying? I do think he's already the best fighter of this generation. I just think a win over Jermell Charlo solidifies that, especially if it's in fashion, depending on how Jermell Charlo performs against Canelo next month. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of good shit going on in the sport of boxing this week, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm about to get ready to go and head to this press conference for Manny Rodriguez and I think his name Melvin Lopez. I don't want to fuck up the first name, but yeah, I'm getting ready to head to that press conference. You should be seeing some interviews from me from that in the next couple of days. I'm looking forward to that. And again, this is ASOP Boxing. We monetize now. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. Beam me up, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's ASOP Boxing. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. And y'all tuning in with me because
most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.
Hey, man, we up.